Hello everyone, good day. In this video, I'll be talking about multigrade, the definition of multigrade, the concepts of multigrade, the history of multigrade, the pros and cons of multigrade, and the different laws and orders about multigrade. First, let us define multigrade. What is multigrade? Multigrade is an education method where a teacher conducts classes to primary students of multiple grade levels in a single classroom. It is applicable to schools located in far-flung or mountainous areas where school teachers are scarce and are forced to teach many grade levels simultaneously. Now let's proceed to the concepts of multigrade. The term multigrade teaching generally refers to a teaching situation where a single teacher has to take responsibility for teaching pupils across more than one curriculum grade within a timetabled period. Schools with multigrade classes are referred to as multigrade schools. Multigrade classes exist in many countries. Most of these education systems do not publish statistics on prevalence of multigrade teaching. Multigrade teaching has been commonly understood as a teaching condition arising as a result of shortage of teachers. In this type of situation, educationists believe that multigrade teaching has a significant role to play in the goals of World Declaration for Education for All. Now let's move on to the history of multigrade. Multi-age schooling was originated in one-room schoolhouses during the 19th century. It became less common in the 20th century with the rise of mainstream schooling. However, multi-age schooling had a resurgence in the 1960s. The 1800s in North America, multigrade schools were the first kind of school in America. In the 1900s, Americans introduced single-grade schooling. The teacher shortage, distance from school, lack of services, funds, and school buildings are the reasons for the organization of multigrade to aid the necessities of remote areas or schools from different places. In Philippines, the first mission schools were organized as multigrade schools in 1993. Multigrade schools were organized as a matter of necessity for remote barangays. Now, we all know that everything have advantages and disadvantages. So these are the advantages of multigrade. First, the students will develop socializing skills because they will be dealing and interacting with their classmates which is higher or lower grade level than them. Next, the students will learn advanced topics, especially those at lower grade level students. Next is the student-teacher relationship. A single teacher or the group of teachers responsible for the multigrade classroom typically stays with the same students until they graduate to the next level. Next, the teacher can teach 2 and more grades at the same time. So let's proceed to the disadvantages of multigrade. First, some students, especially the higher grade level, may not be listening to the teacher while discussing because they may already know the topic. Next is that the teacher will have a hard time in designing and creating activities for a multigrade class. Next is textbooks in use for teaching only meet the need for monograde teaching schools. Practicing multigrade teaching often suffer from inadequate material resources. Lastly, in remote areas, teachers' positivity, irregularity, ill planning, non-accountability, and engagement in a non-academic pursuits create and maintain a low school profile. Lastly, we will talk about the Philippine laws and DepEd orders about multigrade. So first is the DepEd Order number 96, series of 1997. Policies and guidelines in the organization and operation of multigrade classes. Pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution, that the state shall protect and promote the rights of all citizens to quality education at all levels and take appropriate steps to make education accessible to all. Next is the DepEd Order 81, series of 2009, strengthening the implementation of the multigrade program in the Philippine education. The multigrade program in Philippine education, or the MPPE, is one of the viable mechanisms for increasing access to quality elementary education. The multigrade education is one of the department's strategies to provide access to quality education for all school-aged children in remote communities where enrollment does not warrant the organization of monograde classes.